All right, welcome back. Let's continue where we left off. First and foremost, welcome back. I want to remind each and every one of you, and I forgot to say this last time, is always, 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 always remember to rename, okay? Name. So we're going to call this one your projects and save them. So I'm going to call this one Find capital T the bug, capital B for bug. Then I'm going to go to File. I'm going to Save Now. And if I go to Projects, we haven't added any code. I can see inside, and I can see my project here. Okay, so in my File folder, I should have all my projects. Find the bug. Can also click it there and run it. But you see, there are no codes. We didn't put any code there last time, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and see inside. And remember that what are bugs? Take a moment, what are bugs? You remember? So bugs are little tiny mistakes or errors inside our code. And then one of the biggest thing for me, or one of the fun, something I really like a lot, I should say, instead of one of the fun, is finding that bug, and it's called debugging. Okay, finding debug in the program and getting rid of it. Okay, so let's continue where we left off. To recap, we had our added a backdrop, we deleted our old sprite, we add a bug. I added the ladybug. You could have added any bug you want. For the backdrop, we went to select the backdrop. Right, when you select the backdrop, if I select the sprite, it says costume. If I select the backdrop, I can now edit the backdrop. So previously we deleted the old backdrop, then we use the T, the text, we put it here, we changed the font of our text. For not only did we change the font of our text, I'm going to double click the text, we changed the, look at this, I can change it, marker, handwriting, right? Change the font, we changed the color as well. Okay, so that's just a recap of what we did. So what we want to do now is we want to add a new backdrop for level 1. And in level 1, when we add a new backdrop, we want to hide our bug. You remember we used the hide and show function before. I shouldn't say function, but we used the blocks before. I call them function because a function is like a grouping of code that does a certain specific task, right? So hide hides our sprite, shows our sprite. So what we're going to do is add the spotlight backdrop from the music category. So go ahead and add the backdrop, spotlight backdrop. Click on that. Then where did I say the category was? Music. So click on music, and there we have the spotlight. And you can spice it up. You can add any other backdrop. I'm following the Raspberry Pi Scratch manual, so just for consistency, I will probably pick the spotlight one. So I'm going to pick the spotlight. Okay, that's backdrop number 2. So new backdrop. Okay, and we've added that. Go ahead. Okay, so once you have your backdrop, the next thing we're going to do is, our bug's really big, right? So it's going to be really easy for the user to find the bug. So what we're going to do is we're going to resize the bug. So how are we going to do that? How do you think we're going to resize the bug? Yeah, we're going to click on the bug here, and we'll go to the code. Right now I'm in the costume section. And I'm going to tell the bug, so I'm going to click on the sprite that I want to change, and I'm going to tell him, I'm going to say, hey, Mr. Sprite, Or Mr. Bug, when go to the triggers or the events, that's the yellow blocks, and we're going to take the when backdrop. Let's make this bigger for you. We're going to take the when backdrop switches. We're going to change it to spotlight, right? Not the start. You notice we have the start here. That was our first backdrop. So we're going to say when it goes to the spotlight, we want to make, right? We want to change the look of our bug. That's where you get the size. So we're going to say, hey, Mr. Bug, when I go to spotlight, I want you to change your size to, so grab the set size to 100% block and just move it over here. And we're going to change the 100% to, I'm going to change it to whatever is this small. Let's go with 20, right? We're going to say when the backdrop switches to spotlight, you're going to change, you're going to make yourself really small so that the user won't be able to find you, right? Let's test our code. And how do we test our code? We can click the block of code or we can click the green flag. So let's just click the block of code and look at that. Where's our bug? Can you find the bug? Yes, you can. The bug is here. Okay, change by 20%. And not only are we going to change it by 20%, we are going to hide him. Right, we're going to find a hiding place for him. And the hiding place we're going to find is right on top of the disco ball. Okay, so we're going to tell him to go to a certain spot. So we're going to go to XYZ, our favorite block. So I'm going to click that one, go to XYZ. I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to attach it to the size. We're going to say go to X13 and then Y132. So we're going to go to X13 and Y132, which should put our little bug right up here. My bug is almost the same color. So let's test the code. All right, go ahead and test the code if you remember how to test the code. And you can add your sprite to any. I'm going to click. There he is. Can you find my bug? There he is, right here. Right here is my bug. You can put your bug anywhere. This is a cool spot because my bug is very colorful, as you can see, so it blends in. Were you able to hide your bug? Click the code and test it. Yes. And if, just so you know the code works, I'm going to put my bug on the stage. I'm going to change his size to 100 just by changing the properties here. Okay, and when I click this, make sure my code works. The first thing that should be is change my size to 20% and then go to that location, because computer execute code in sequential order, right? Means step 1, step 2, step 3. Let's go ahead and test the code. I'm going to click on this. What? Small? Right? 20%. And then go to the hiding spot. I think that's a great spot for my bug to be in. Okay? Now, what we can do is, we need when the user clicks on the bug, we need to move to the next level, right? When the user finds a bug, we want to move to the next level. How are we going to do that? We're going to add some code here. Still make sure you're on the sprite. So you're going to tell the sprite that when you are clicked, okay? So when this sprite clicked, grab that over here, another block of code. When this sprite click, we're going to play some music. So to get to the music, we're going to go to the sound. First, we have our event block. We're going to go to our sound block. We're going to add we're going to play sound pop until done under this sound block. We're going to add it right. We're going to attach it to our when sprite is clicked. So when the sprite is clicked, we're going to play a sound, and what we're going to do, we're going to go to the next backdrop. Okay, and the next backdrop, that's one of the new block we're going to be using this time. Let me find my next backdrop. Is under your looks. There it is, next backdrop. So I'm going to grab it, I'm going to drag it over here. Okay, I give you a moment. Make sure your code for your sprite, because we have no code for the backdrop, so make sure the code for your sprite looks, take a minute, make sure it looks exactly like mine. If you have to pause the video and catch up, I suggest this is the right time to pause the video and catch up. Right, excellent. So next, let's move on. And we're going to move on in another video, because I try to make these nice and small so that they're easy for you to watch. Okay, so moving on to hide the bug in the next video. See you soon. Save. Oops, before I go, remember, save. You're going to go to File. You're going to save now. All right, see you soon.